Hey everybody, my name is Josh, joshhallmusic.com. This is the Shavasana Kitty YouTube channel, and today we're going to talk about an easy way to know how to spell all of your major chords, all of your minor chords, all of your diminished chords, and all of your augmented chords, your simple triads. Now, when I was learning to play guitar, I was like 14, going into 15, that kind of year, that first year of playing. I would be playing a chord. I'd be playing like, here's an A, right? And I'd be like, well, why is that A? Wasn't enough for me to know that what it was. I had to know why it was. And so, I look at the notes and I'm like, oh, I've got an A, an E, an A, a C sharp, and an E. So any combination of A, C sharp, and E is A major. And so I'm like, oh, cool. I can do that there, or, something else. And I can play A wherever I wanted to. It was liberating, because I didn't have to just know a whole ton of chord shapes. I could make up my own chord shapes, knowing what notes made it up. Now, there are formulas for major chords, minor chords, diminished chords, and augmented chords. And originally, I didn't know what the formulas were. I just realized that there were four basic shapes that I could drop my hand into, and I could know that it was a major chord, know that it was a minor chord, know it was diminished, or know it was augmented. And so I'm going to show you those shapes. Well, the first shape we're going to take right here at the 5th fret. We're going to put our pinky here on the lowest string, the note A. Our ring finger is going to go right here at the 4th fret. This is C sharp. And then our index finger is going to go right here. This is E. And that is a major chord. Always is. I can slide that up. There's A major. I can slide it up. There's B flat major, B flat D, F. I can slide it up. B major, B, D sharp, F sharp, C major, C, E, G. And so this shape on the lowest string is always major. It also works if I'm on the 5th string. So I put my pinky here at the 5th fret, and I get D, F sharp, and A. That's D major, and I can slide that up. Here's E flat major, E flat, G, B flat, and slide it up. There's E major, E, G sharp, B. I can slide it up to F, and I got F, A, C. And so there's all of my major chords. Now, once you leave the lowest string, 6th string, and the 5th string as your root, and you start moving down, it doesn't work anymore because of the way the guitar is tuned. But you already have all 12 of your major chords between those two strings. So you do not need to worry about doing that. You can find all of your spellings quickly and easily right here for all of your major chords. Done. Now let's talk about minor chords. Now minor chords, the difference between a major chord and a minor chord has to do with the note that's a third. Now, what is the third? The third is you've got your starting note, so A, right? And I go A, B, C sharp. That's my major third because it is 2 whole steps away from my root. That's like the theory behind it, okay? If I'm gonna play a minor chord, I have to lower my third. Instead of it being 2 whole steps away, it's a whole step and a half step away. So A, C, E. I lower this note by a half step, and I get my third, all right, my minor chord. So A, C, E, that's your minor shape. I can slide that up. Here's B flat minor, B flat, D flat, F. Slide it up. B minor, B, D, F sharp. Slide it up. C minor, C, E flat, G. You can just take all these, write them down. You've got all of your spellings, and then you can decide where are you going to play these chords that isn't these spots. Okay? It's really super easy. You do not need one of those humongous chord dictionary books. You just need to know the notes on your neck. Now, I promised you augmented chords and diminished chords. So, back to A. Here we are. A, C sharp, E. If I raise my 5th, right here, this E, I raise it to E sharp, I get A augmented. A, C sharp, E sharp. It's called E sharp and not F, even though they're the same note enharmonically. The reason that it's called E sharp is because you're raising the 5th. You're not adding a lowered 6. I'm not adding the note F. And you might say, well, I've never seen E sharp show up in anything. They said, well, you have to play the right kind of pieces. And if you're playing like the Segovia studies, so Fernando Soares 20 studies that put together by Segovia, study number 5 happens to have E sharps in it because it uses them. And so you'll see E sharp in that. Play that piece, you'll see it. All right. The thing that you don't see with basic common triads is a lowered 5th for major, all right? It doesn't usually show up. In fact, this is often the sharp 11. It would be a raised fourth, and that would be more of a jazz sound. You might do something like that, and it's cool, but it's not really, doesn't show up as triads very often, and so we're not going to worry about it too much today. You raise the fifth, you get your augmented. All right, you got all your augmented chords. You can just slide those up. You can have all of your augmented shapes. Now, your diminished shape, you begin with a minor chord, and you're going to lower the fifth. You're going to go that way, and now I've got A diminished, A, C, E flat, boom, A diminished. And the interesting thing about this, if I raise the fifth of this chord, the minor chord, and I raise it to there, I now have a different kind of major chord. I have a major chord in first inversion. Let's check the spelling. I've got A, C, and the note F. A, C, and F. F, A, C. Oh, that's F major. That's cool. So if I'm in A minor, I can move up to F really easily just by moving my finger like that. We hear that sound all the time. That's the same thing. That's another place to play it. That's another place to play it. There's a whole lot of ways you could do things. And if you know the spellings of the chords, then coming up with those ways of doing it becomes really, really simple. And so we now have something that I think is kind of fun. I'm just going to start on the fifth string. Here's my D diminished. So I've got D, F, and A flat. I'm going to play D diminished. I'm going to play D minor, D, F, A, and then I'm going to play D major, D, F sharp, A, and then I'm going to play D augmented, D, F sharp, A sharp. And this is a fun little way to just go, okay, make make 4 columns on a piece of notebook paper, write the root, and write the 3 notes that make it up. And in no time flat, you will have a sheet of paper that has all 12 major chords, all 12 minor chords, all 12 diminished chords, and all 12 augmented chords. And you do not need to have one of those ginormous chord diagram Bible books or whatever to be able to play them all over the neck. There's more to it than this, but that's your start. Those basic triads, your major, minor, diminished, and augmented. Get to know them. It makes everything else about playing triads simpler, and we'll go from there. See you next time. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a good one.